What's the single most important item in your home that has a value of $1 or less? A brown plastic realistic cockroach nicknamed Freddy. We got it over 20 years ago, I don't remember where or why. Maybe a Halloween party? Anyway. My wife and I have been hiding it for each other ever since. It could take months for Freddy to pop up, but he always does. She will find it buried in the sugar pot. I will later find it inside a pair of shoes I rarely wear. It often makes us jump, and give a small fright. I'll hear my wife let a surprised gasp, then go, "Oh Freddy." For me, Freddy is a great symbol that our relationship is still solid after all these years, that we still take the time to have fun to surprise each other. This is my favorite on the thread. Where else have you guys hidden him? Do tell, I'm Freddy to hear more. Pockets of shirt of jackets. Any kind of dry food container. Under a carpet. Between slice of bread and a bag. In a sock. Inside a mug. I once hid it in her purse and she found it in front of a very puzzled clerk while trying to pay for something in a shop. This is fun cute. It'd only be nervous about finding Freddy one day, it's a real roach lol. Imagine waving hi to Freddy when he falls in with your breakfast cereal. Then he walks off the bowl. Unsubscribe. You have been subscribed to Roach Facts. Here is your free sign-up bonus, Roach Fact number 12,734. Up to 700 people are hospitalized yearly due to roaches lodging themselves in the ear canal while a person is sleeping. They irritate or bite the area, causing the canal to swell. This squeezes the roach tighter, causing panic. This panic causes more scratching and biting as the roach tries to free itself, leading to hospitalization due to the pain caused. This has been Roach Facts. Thank you for subscribing. A charge of $120.37 less tax has been charged to your account. Please email would to get bonus facts roachbuddies.com to unsubscribe or change your account preferences. A tiny paper crane a Japanese grandmother gave me when I was in Osaka at a museum. She worked there and was waiting for tourists to come play an educational board game with her. She got no interest, obviously. I reluctantly sat down and played after she caught me on my own with a smile and a beckoning wave. Even though we couldn't speak each other's language, I kept messing up, she was so kind to me. So happy that I sat with her. She made me deal with my impatience and sit with the distress I was feeling that day by slowing me down and making me do something plain and simple. When we were done, she gave me a tiny paper crane from the pile she had made to give to all the tourists that should have sat with her and didn't. It made me really sad. And really happy I'd met her. And I hope she's doing well. This is why I'd also sit with the old people that ran the themed stations at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. I was there once a week for a while, and sometimes it hit every single station, so the 80-plus-year-old person there would have someone to talk to. I'm already looking forward to being an old docent at a museum and talking to people like you. I'm in my mid-40s and I've always loved talking to older people. I had a friend that was in World War II, US Army, and he had the best stories and a ton of Nazi stuff that he took from soldiers he killed. Dude was a straight-up badass airborne ranger that was part of the Alsace death camp liberation. Met the guy while working in the mall, just a lonely man walking around talking to young people. Good for you. I'm an old lady and people just kind of pass me by, their eyes do a quick skim over, I can see the wheels turning, with no idea of the deep well of interesting stories I could share. I always want to say, you'll be old someday too. Their loss. I'm happy alone. One time, about 5 years into our relationship, my girlfriend, now wife, and I were in separate rooms in our one-bedroom apartment in early December. From the other room, she hollered to me, "What do you want for Christmas?" I had been working full-time, taking part-time university classes to finish my degree, and had been volunteering as part of a youth mentor program. So I said, all I really want is a break. 3 weeks later, I'm unwrapping a very heavy shoebox. After getting through the mountain of duct tape and several layers of wrapping paper, I had my very own brick. "I really didn't understand what you wanted it for," she said, "but you sounded so sure of it. So here you go." Cue about 10 minutes of laughs, and now that brick sits proudly on my desk. Every time I am overwhelmed or feeling like I've taken on too much, I look at it, pick it up, have a little laugh, and put it back so I can carry on. Best gift ever. One specific screw, it has emotional significance. During our first official date with my GF, I got a flat tire because of that random screw. I had never changed a tire before in my life and I was afraid I'd make a fool of myself in front of her, but it all worked out well and she was super impressed. Next day, when I took my car to the shop to patch the hole, I asked them to return me the screw just for the happy memory. That's really touching. I imagine a screw would be pretty easy to lose. Have you considered using it to hang a small picture of the two of you so that you'd always know where it was? That's a great idea, cheers. Also, why do you hate traveling? Can't get your tires screwed if you don't drive anywhere. I have a heart-shaped rock that is about the size of a quarter. My son gave it to me when he was 3 and told me to keep it forever. I have it in my back pocket daily. Don't sit on many hard surfaces, I take it? It's pretty flat. The rock, that is. Not very noticeable even when I do. Confirmed Ustayothmad has an absolute wagon. Dump truck dad but Unca daddy. A dodog, if you will. The Donovan, it's a $1 bill with a picture of ex-UF basketball coach Billy Donovan taped over the president. It was a single dollar a friend, and I would pass back and forth that we would bet on different things. It's a trophy we have passed back and forth over the last 20 years. It's an item that has kept us in touch. The fact that you have misspelled Donovan twice makes me think you really believe he's called Donovan, and I just had to point that out for my own peace of mind. P.S. Love the story behind it, by the way. At least it was a consistent error. I have to take pills for tension headaches or I can barely function. I get really dizzy. One pill costs $1. So when a tension headache flares up and I'm dizzy and sick feeling, there is no better dollar spent than on that pill. I get tension headaches too. They suck. Is the pill you take RX or OTC? I misspell this wrong, but it's something like sumatriptan. As a pharmacist, you spelled this totally correctly and get 4,000 baller stats. I don't know how to type sunglasses emoji on a computer, so just pretend I did. B. It's a red envelope that used to contain $20. I kept the envelope because I got it from my boyfriend's grandmother. She's from China and these red envelopes are given to children family during holidays and important events. When my boyfriend's parents and grandparents moved out of his childhood home, she gave out 3 envelopes, one for my boyfriend, one for my boyfriend's sister and one for me. This symbolized her accepting me as part of the family. I cried a bit after she gave it to me and I got a hug from her. I don't have grandparents and have a really rough relationship with my mom, so this meant a lot. I feel like a part of his family and am so happy for that. Edit, thank you all so much for the awards. I'm excited to show my boyfriend this later. Smile. I keep my red envelopes even after I use the money too. They are good luck tokens and it feels wrong to chuck them, even though I know it's silly. I have a $1 bill saved and put away in a drawer. The significance behind it is it was my last dollar before I decided to stop gambling and doing hard drugs. I had to stop cold turkey. I was so duck and done being a half human, or an empty shell. At first it was just $1 that sat in my center console in my car. I would look at it and be reminded what I was doing. I've been sober for well over a year now. I feel like that $1 is special. I know in Narcotics Anonymous they get something saying how long they've been sober or whatever. That $1 is my token. My token for fighting a silent battle that I cannot share with people, otherwise I could lose my job. When I was 4 or 5, the last time I ever saw my great-grandmother, she gave me a $1 bill and said, as long as you keep this dollar you'll never be broke. I spent it the next day on some candy. That may be my biggest regret. A matchstick. I had a door that was sagging in my house due to the screw over time wearing a larger hole in the wall, and after some research I found a tip that shoving a matchstick with the tip broken off inside, and a dab of glue, could make the hole smaller. That matchstick was worth its weight in gold, so about $1, after it helped me fix a huge annoyance. Alternately toothpicks or a wooden golf tee. My son found a rock on the way home from school in kindergarten. We were walking home through this park we always cut through and he grabbed the rock and fell in love with it. It just looked like mud to me, but who cares, he loved it. When we got home I helped him wash it off in the sink and it was black and kinda bluish. He said it was awesome and then gave it to me. It's one of my most precious things in the world to me. Oh, that's adorable. My stepdaughter loved gifting me rocks. I've kept quite a few. One of my favorites is a rose quartz she actually found on a hike in the mountains. It looked like a regular rock, but after we cleaned it up, I noticed it looked like quartz. I asked my friend, who collects minerals, and she told us what it was. I thought that was just absolutely amazing.